What is up, you guys? It's Fallout Woodif here, and I'm sorry if I didn't actually upload the first one, or I think this is the second one. Yeah, this is the second one, because I went to work. It was unexpected of me, or unexpected. So I was like, oh crap. Next one, the next video, I'm probably either gonna do what if Deku had Beelzebub, or probably what if Deku was the Flash, or had a god speedster, or a speedster god. And give me a second here, people. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, jeez. Hey, look, I got 617 subscribers. I'm actually happy about that. But anyway. So, somebody already figured out what my plan was going to be, and I think Brett Cross, you already know what happened in the movie. It's going to be at least 80% like that, because technically One for All didn't do anything to the mom. She just died. Like, I forgot why she died. I think it was due to a sickness. The father wasn't there anymore. But I actually thought about it. He's not going to just be like this. He's going to probably have something else. I don't know. I'm not going to give him One for All. Or should I? I don't really know. Because I have an idea with using his mom and his father's quirk. Like the fire and the freaking... what's it called? The freaking, the fire and the telekinetic quirk, and him being Danny the dog. I'm thinking about using something between those two, like a mix. Bear with me on this, people. So, Deku has spent a good freaking 5 days in the US and in UA. They all leave, and even Nezu leaves, and he says, don't worry, we will be back soon. We just have to do a lot of things, and... Wait a minute. Danny, do you want to come with us? Deku says, he doesn't know, like, he can't react, like... He can react physically to, like, somebody punching him, but he can't react physically, or not physically. He can't react. He cannot react as fast when answering sometimes people's questions. Sometimes he has a stutter thing. But this is when Nezu says, "Here's the thing. You can probably tell us who." Where All for One probably stays, and you could probably help us. Deku just says he doesn't know. Or, how do I say it? He doesn't want to actually... He says that he doesn't want to... he can't really say, due to the fact that even though Deku is not with All for One anymore, he still thinks of him as the master. Even though he's scared of him, he still was the one who took care of him for so long, or he took him away from, what's it called? From just having a freaking, from having a, how do I say this? From being always on the streets, wet and cold, he took him, All for One took him into a room where, even though it was kind of damp, his bed was always there. He had a bed, he had water, and he had a bowl of kibbles. Which, he's still kind of like, how do you say it? He's still like amazed about the whole world, but it's kind of hard for him. He doesn't know why. But Nezu does understand, due to the fact it would be hard for somebody just to automatically tell them. Nezu says that, alright, I won't press you on these matters anymore. But you will be having a test soon. And Deku knows a lot of words now. Well, he's been knowing a lot of words, but now he gets to actually say and do things. So he says, what kind of test would it be? And this is when freaking Deku says, how you say it? What's it called? This will be a test on if you can do certain things, perform certain actions, and basically win. And Deku doesn't understand this at all. He says, what do you mean? Like, you want me to be in school? Nezu just says, yes, school. I want you to see how this world would be like if you, an anomaly, somebody who's lived with a villain yet not even corrupted, your soul is still pure in its own way. Your mind may be a little broken, but your consciousness is still there. It's still good. Even though your animal instincts are there, your human side is right there as well. I must say, this is pretty shocking, but also pretty nice. It's refreshing, actually. So, I'm going to be testing you on something. If you can get a certain item, or capture 2 people, which it's basically the heroes versus villains thing, but it's going to be Hagakure and freaking how do I say it? What's his face? I think it's what's it called? Come on now. I really forgot his name right now. I think it's Shunso. Duple arms. Let's just say that, duple arms. Not only that, he's going to have a partner, which is Ochako. He told what's called Class 1A, well, those students, that he wants them to help him out with a little experiment. Him saying, if you do not want to do this, then you won't have to. I will let you do what I will not press you at I won't pressure you any longer. They all say no, it's alright, we can do it. Well, I know Bakugo would say no, probably Kirishima would say yes, but nah. The others wouldn't right now. And yeah, I understand what you guys are probably gonna say, but that wouldn't happen. Well, it's a what if. A lot of things would happen. I could basically just put plot right there. It's just for plot. Oh, that's what I noticed over the days. Nothing's easier than just saying it's just plot. Put the plot on there. But anyway. So, Deku is dressed, but he's... Let's see, hold on. Okay, so he's wearing something like this. Just regular pants, a shirt that they have from an old, let's just say it's a shirt that they gave him, and basic shoes. I didn't know whether to give him the red ones, but for this one, he's not going to wear them. So, it's Deku and Ochako versus Hagakure and freaking, how do I say it? What's it called? Shiso, whatever his name is. Duple arms. Now, what happens is Ochako tries to talk to him, and how you said, Deku is just nodding his head and saying pretty, like flower. Ochako didn't understand what he meant by that, but she said, thank you.
Deku says, what do we do now? And this is when freaking Deku, no, not Deku, Chaco's like, well, basically, and she explains the whole rules, and Deku is like, that's it? She says yes, and he just starts walking. They just walk at a brisk pace. And, how you say it, freaking Hagakure said, alright, Shiso, since you're strong, you have to protect the fort. I'll go over there, and I think I can probably take one of them by surprise. Chaco's not a fighter, so I'll call you when I need backup. She's, Shinso, Double Arms just said, yeah, okay. And, how you say it, Deku is just walking, and she talks to him and says, so, what did you do? Or, how do I say it? What school did you go to? Because here's the thing. Nezu didn't mention the fact that he was that this kid was the one of the attack dogs for the villains, and also was the ones who was fighting freaking All Might and all that stuff. Because they were fighting, but not everybody has seen it. They've all just heard of a certain person who fought All Might. Well, two people who fought All Might. That was pretty much it. But that's pretty much it right there. She doesn't know anything else. So that's when freaking, he said, I never went to school. Her just saying, so wait a minute. You didn't go to any other hero school? Deku said no. But you're in... Sorry, guys. She says, but you're in a costume. Deku says, no, this is just clothes I was given. And Deku is still like, he's on the thinner side, but he still has some muscles. Now, this is when she is kind of confused, but she just lets it go right now. And this is when Hagakure tries to freaking, how do I say it? Hit Deku, but Deku just dodged. Her not knowing what happened, tries to punch again. She's probably thinking this is two coincidences. Ochako says, what's happened? And Deku says, somebody is here. It's probably one of the villains. And this is when she tries to at least kick him. But this is when Deku just grabs her and says, go now. Pretty much just calm and cool and collected. Freaking, Ochako says, alright. And she just runs to the freaking Shinso. And Hagakure says, how did you know I was there? And he says, I can see you. And she says, wait a minute, you can't see me, I'm invisible. And during the time Deku was with the actual dogs at his young age, he actually developed a bit of eyesight that could detect sometimes abnormal things that are invisible. Yes, this is... I don't think this is what happened in the movie, but it's just... Let's just say he somewhat evolved in a way. So, anyway. He says, you also look pretty, like a flower. And Nezu was the one who basically said, oh, if you want to compliment on... if you ever want to find love in life, or if you see a girl, just say they look pretty like flowers. It's probably old-fashioned, but, you know, hey, it might just work. And it kind of does on Hagakure. She's kind of blushy. But this is when she says, keep your head together. And she tries punching and kicking, trying to do all that stuff. And this is when Deku is just, what's called, moving like water. And just waiting and waiting and waiting. And just pushes her. And she loses her balance. Gets back up. And that's what happens for the next 3 minutes. Sorry, guys. But anyway, Ochako is there and she's hiding, waiting for freaking Deku, and Deku is just right. Oh no, Shinso sees freaking Ochako, and she's kind of scared. But she knows during the time when she was with I don't know who. Let's just say freaking. Let's say Sero, since the numbers were probably uneven. Now, here's the thing. She just floats up and just pushes herself from one side of the room to the other, making sure to at least get close enough to the bomb while not getting grabbed by freaking Shinso. Now, Deku is right there, just walking around, or just basically moving around. Hagakure not knowing what to do, and tries to grab him, but this is when Deku just grabs her and pins her to the wall, but gently. He knows not to go hard on her, because she is, in his mind, she is weak, but she's trying her best. See, Deku might have lost a bit of his conscience, but like I said, he is still good inside. He knows sometimes right from wrong. Now, this is when he grabs her and he tries to freaking like pin her down, but oh jeez, I don't know why I'm gonna say this. He kind of gropes her. What do you mean by that? Well, him not knowing that women aren't supposed to be touched that way, him thinking that he should try, him grabbing him or her, trying to like get her to stop moving. Hagakure is blushing now and is turning red, or in her case, just being blushing, or just blushing. Her saying, "What are you doing?" And this is when Nezu is on the intercoms and says, "Deku, that's not the one place you're supposed to touch on a woman." And Deku says, okay. And he lets go and says, sorry. And Hagakure is looking at Deku, and he's basically doing like basically what puppies do when they're ashamed or sad. And she is like, I am kind of mad at him, happy as well, but that's not gonna tell him that. But I feel like, oh jeez, he's too innocent. That's her mind right now. That's in her mind. She's like, so it's okay. Please just don't look like that. Please just don't make that face. And this is when Deku says, all right, thank you. And she says, no problem. But 2 seconds later, he just somehow does like a reverse, and basically is behind her, grabbing both of her arms and basically tying it up with the rope. Nezu sees this, and he's like, wow, he knows exactly where she's at. I had to actually use the infrared to see most of it, but Deku's, like I said, it's a bit of an anomaly, this one. But anyway, this is when he says, what do I do? And Nezu says, let's see. Let's make this more fun. Deku, or Danny, pick her up and run, what's called, run all the way to where Ochako is at. I'll tell you whether to go left or right. And this is when Deku's like, okay. And he's running. Basically going through the corridor, listening to what Nezu is saying. And he reaches right there. He reaches to freaking Ochako and Shinso. And this is when basically Ochako throws up. Deku worrying and saying, "Are you okay?" And Ochako seeing him just be doing the puppy face. She's like, "Oh, I'm in pain right now, but this is adorable." She just says, "Look, I'm fine. Please just stop making the face. Stop making the face." And Deku's like, "Okay." After that, he versus Shinso. Or, yeah, duple arms. Now, what happens with him? Deku is told by Nezu to fight him and to make sure you don't actually break any of his bones or do anything like that. But Deku's like, "Okay, I will." He places freaking Hagakure on the floor gently and does his Win Chun stance. Due to the fact that, like I said, he fights like a beast and uses Win Chun when fighting without his collar. But when he is wearing the collar, Deku is basically freaking Win Chun mostly, and just basic. He's much more like softer when it happens. So he first Shinso. Shinso tries to do some punches, but he basically just moves around and basically does a couple multiple punches onto the chest, kicks him on the side, pulls his freaking leg, or uses his foot to pull his leg and push him onto the ground, making him lose his balance. And this is when he tries to run, but the duple arms his hand, grabs him. Okay, so anyway, this is when Deku is trips, but he uses his hands and basically just walks while upside down and walking with two hands. That's pretty much how it is right there. So, yeah, that's pretty much right there. Now, if you guys don't know who this person is, then yeah, go to his YouTube channel and do subscribe to it. I actually respect the dude. Me and him were just making a couple of jokes right now. But anyway, yeah, it's this dude right here. I actually saw one of his freaking things, and oh wow, he has actually see. He's steadily but surely growing. He has 81 subscribers. I subscribe to the channel, but yeah. Anyway, that's not the end of the video right now. I'm just saying I actually like this dude's YouTube, his videos. Or I'm going to try at least watch as much as I can. But anyway, yeah, do subscribe to him. Alright? Oh, yeah. Jeez. Now, anyway. Deku is told by Nezu, good work. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sheesh. Well, if you guys, don't know this, but I was actually going to, he actually, answered one of my, not answered, he actually predicted what I was going to do. But, yeah, we'll get into it right now. Deku is right there. How do you say it? He basically uses his hands and touches the bomb. Nezu saying, "Hero team wins." And this is when freaking Deku is like, "Oh wow, I won? That's pretty nice." him wanting to celebrate afterwards, says to what's called the three of them, do you guys want to have ice cream with me? Him smiling like just like Deku would. Them just saying, yes, we're just going to have ice cream with them. He's actually made a heart pound. He made Hagakure's heart pound. But anyway, yeah. So it's basically gonna be like Ochako and Hagakure, nobody else. And yeah, Deku is right there, going to the store. And how you say it? Deku still has his leash. Now, they talk to him about his leash, and he kind of explains that he's been mostly, he has it on him for certain reasons that he still can't say. But Nezu wanted to take him in as a student because he calls me an anomaly. He says that I'm an anomaly. And they're saying, what do you mean anomaly? Deku says he can't explain that much due to the fact that Nezu told him to made him promise to never speak of it. Due to the fact that Nezu wants to see how Deku can change, what Deku can actually become, what's his true potential. But he's going to do it secretly. So, Deku is there, and now that's pretty much it. Deku says bye because they're leaving, and they basically Ochako's mom is taking Hagakure and Ochako away. But this is when a certain person is taking a liking to Deku. And, like I said, Last of Us already figured it out. But overhauls minions, grabs Deku, ties him up, throws him in a van, and basically that's it. So, this is when Deku is basically not knowing what's happening, but he's not freaking out. Deku is calm, and he's saying, no, they did gag him, so yeah. But Overhaul has heard about freaking One For All and his pet. And some of them found out what he looks like. So they decided, hey, why not just see what this kid is truly capable of? Because they heard the fights that he's been in, a lot of the killings that he probably did before. And yeah, knowing that he's also quirkless, but he's kind of weird, mind controlled by One For All into fighting and actually unleashing a lot of potential. Overhaul wants to experiment on this kid and see what he can do. He wants to see what he can do to make him become much more powerful, or to at least learn some secrets out of him. And that's where I'm going to be leaving it off. Like I said, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel. This is Fallout with If here, signing off.